legs back. Push up. Here. This is not momentum then. A little bit. What more Bon does. What you saw me doing with my hands was exactly what you do every time you come into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Back bend. You go like this. The only difference is you're usually lifting here, and now you're going to lift here. So you push down and lift the hips up from the core. Give it a try.
You always keep your legs apart.
Okay. And if this is, how many people struggle with getting into this one? This will be worth the workshop then, just for this one thing, right? The secret. So, Setu Bandhasana, if we were studying with Guruji, and I try to be really mean about this, but I don't have quite the same as Guruji does. But Sapta position, when Guruji says Setu Bandhasana, we all jump through and we go like this. What is Sapta position? The seventh vinyasa, what is it?
Sapta.
What are you doing in Sapta position?
Engaging. Nothing, because it's not prepare, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're not really doing anything. But you could just make sure your legs are working and stuff, but every time you jump through in Sapta position, people start doing this. And I'm not sure why. It's because they're so afraid it's going to take so long to get.
Yes.
No, honestly, it's a mystery to me because I can't figure out why anyone would want to get into that pose earlier.
Yes.
This one is like coming to it a little late. Jump the wave a little bit after or whatever, but come into this one early is a mystery to me. But for some reason, in Sapta position, everyone's doing this. Guruji would say, this is not correct, and it drives him crazy. Sapta position is here. Hey. Don't be anxious, you guys. You're going to get into it, and it's going to be beautiful. So then, after Sapta position, you study with a traditional teacher. What do they say next? Ashto. What's Ashto mean? Ashto, I always say, means let's go. Ikimasho. It means 8. That was a little Japanese humor. Okay. So, heels come together in an Ashto position. And here's another important thing, guys. This isn't the feet. This is the feet. So even right here, we're going to do this in a minute, so you don't have to know, but I want you guys to go like this and press it down and move your back by pressing down and actually getting a point where it stops. And then you're going to arch your back. You're going to come onto your elbows and bring your head to the floor and hope your hair doesn't slide. Cross your hands over your chest, and you're going to push up. Ooh. So there's steps to it. 1, right? 2, 3, 4. To get it, that's considered one vinyasa. But I'm breaking it down into 4 movements for you guys. Because if you do it in the wrong sequence, then people are tipping on their necks. And what I see a lot of in this pose is this. Where people come up and I don't even want to do it. They're like this. See how wide my knees are? That is not this pose. This pose, thousands of years ago when they wrote the Yoga Karuta, why did they have us doing this? They didn't. They wanted you to do this, right? So when you do this, you're going to keep your shoulders down like you're in a shoulder stand on this one. You're going to lift and find your hips. Find them first. And you're going to press down and bring your inner thighs together. This one actually feels really good. And you should be able to feel this again in your quads and your glutes. And if you don't feel that in both places, then Guruji would say, something's not correct. Yes, so try that. This is how we get in mindfully and correctly to the asana. So when you're here, Sapta position, then the teacher says what? Ashto. Ashto is this. Straight legs coming up here. And we're going to come out the same way. Teacher says, Ardha Shirsasana, back to Shirsasana, 10, and then we do this. Shift the hips back. In order to do this, just watch the distribution of weight. So I have to get my hips back. I have to use that core center we've been working on all morning to come down. So I started teaching my students, go ahead and exaggerate that. Bring your toes as close as you can to your face when you land, just to start to move deeper in that, you know? So that's a nice, really slow. As you enter, it's not whipping it up, and it's not as you come down, it's nice and slow. So if you have trouble coming up, then how are you going to practice? Going down. So if you have trouble coming up, then I might have you start, like I'm going to give you a couple variations today, with your knees bent, getting your hips over your shoulders, and then coming up this way. But what Jeannie's talking about is, what I want you to do is, if you have trouble coming up with straight legs, I want you to always practice coming down with straight legs. Because everyone can do this. And maybe you only make it this far and you fall, but it doesn't matter, because after a month, 2 months, a year, you'll be able to come this far, you know? So that is what we want to work on here. So does everyone come up with at least your legs